Hello and welcome to Music NFT News with Rich and Barry. How you doing, Barry?
I'm very well. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm currently on holiday
You
in
are.
beautiful Dubrovnik,
Lovely.
which is nice. Have you been?
Never. What's the weather like?
Um, Currently pretty shocking. It's been raining sort of since pretty much like since late afternoon. So we've had a really active holiday, but today we've had a bit of a lazy day because we're a bit active. Since we got here about 4 days ago, we've just been non-stop, and then today we just were like we wanted a rest day, and we knew the weather was bad outside, so we just had a lazy day. And yeah, and but it's been lovely though. It's been really sunny all week.
Good.
No, and yeah, and we got to climb a mountain and yeah, and do paddleboarding for the first time, which was fun.
Brilliant.
Yeah, have you ever done paddleboarding?
No, I'm not into that stuff, to be honest. I'm just a geek who loves Web3.
Love that. I love that. The first step is admitting it, as they say. But I also am like you in that respect. But yeah, but I have to admit, I do like a bit of activity. So yes, so yeah, no, I'm good. What about you? How's your week been?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Very good. There's lots of news that we're going to cover that we've been looking into.
Yes, we've got a great show lined up today. Lots of news, particularly today's show is going to focus on music NFT platforms, and we're going to cover a bit of news from the music industry, but focused on Web3 artists, aren't we?
Yeah, and thanks to anybody that's checked out our first episode, by the way, on YouTube or Spotify. I really appreciate it, and thanks for anybody that's commented as well.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we really appreciate you listening, and yeah, and just give us feedback, and yeah, and just if you have any more comments or feedback, then please feel free to sort of drop us a message on YouTube on YouTube in the comments, or feel free to you can go to our website musicnftnetwork.xyz, or you can find us on Twitter or Instagram at Music NFT Network. So yeah, we'd love to hear from you, especially if it's anything news related at the moment with our music NFT show.
Great.
Yeah. So do you want to? Should we get into it?
Yeah. So the first topic is going to be Snoop Dogg, isn't it?
Yeah, Snoop D-O-double-G, the man himself. Do you want to kick us off with the story?
Yeah, he's absolutely killing it in the Web3 space, isn't he? Because he had his drop that was the Stashbox project, wasn't it? Which was linked to his album Back on Death Row. And Death Row is like his Web3 label that he's released. And he reportedly made over $50 million with that drop. So he knows what he's doing.
I think he is probably the leading artist in terms of income made, and in terms of spreading awareness about the space as well. He's been a massive voice so far.
Yeah, because that's what's important is that these huge artists speak out about Web3 to be able to expose it to the public, you know. So he's been working with Gala Music as, you know, Death Row, his label's exclusive partner in the metaverse. So that's quite big because Gala Music is relatively new from the Gala Games company. And obviously they started their Gala Music earlier this year, and they did a few projects with that. But the fact that Snoop Dogg's joining forces with them is going to be really cool in the metaverse.
Yeah, and it's great that Snoop Dogg wants Death Row Records to be basically the first blockchain-backed NFT label. You know, shout out Snoop. We wish you all the best with it, and
certainly do.
We're sure you're going to absolutely smash it, like you've been doing everything else in Web3. All right, Barry. So, what's the next news story?
So the next news story is called Playtrex. It's a new NFT marketplace for music NFTs, and it's quite interesting. It's from a company called AMA Research, and they're known as a key player in the NFT music industry. And they've devised the actual NFT marketplace called the Playgrounds, and you can actually view it on explore.theplaygrounds.io. You can pay with fiat currency via your credit card if you want to purchase the tokens, which is Trex tokens, TREKS, and then you're able to purchase those NFTs with your credit card.
Nice. What it's got a nice UI, a nice UX about it. It's got a nice feel. It's quite easy to use, actually, the platform.
Yeah, I think so. They're expanding all the time. There's a lot of NFTs on there. They've got 188 pages at the moment, and that's just music.
And and there's a particular focus for indie and DIY artists, isn't there?
Yeah, there is, and that's what I like, because a lot of the platforms focus on, you know, the biggest possible artists that can get on there. So actually, it is nice to see something for indie artists as well.
Yeah, and what's cool about the platform is they've just had not too long ago, they had a Series B funding round, which is typically between $5 and $10 million, and I think they're also aiming to get a Series A funding round currently, which means they're looking to expand, you know, quite a lot in terms of financial backing. So they're looking to become a serious player. So I think it's one to watch for sure going forward.
Excellent.
What is our next news story on the agenda?
Yeah, so we're talking about Sound.xyz, and they're on season 4 in terms of their news, which they've just announced. So they've got a lot of more stuff that they wanted to talk about, such as they've changed the song page. They've been talking about metadata, the different mint formats that they're going to do, their payment structure, and end-to-end royalties. So yeah, they're all the time, they're just kind of increasing their protocol. And if you want to find out more about the protocol, check out episode 1, because we do delve into that. But yeah, so they want to have a protocol whereby artists can mint their own music on Sound without having to go down the submission route within the team. And it's going to all be artist owned. It's going to be a lot easier for artists to actually have their own customized smart contract, and it can represent a song, an album, or a mixtape. The artists will have the rights to be able to change their metadata to suit their needs. They can bring in a team of developers if they want to, and actually do something really funky with their own website and integrate that into Sound Protocol. They also talk about mint formats. So by a per song basis, they're going to have various auctions or buy it now options. So there's going to be a huge range of functionality via this for artists. In terms of payments, end-to-end royalties, that's going to apply for primary and secondary sales, similar to what they do now. Yeah, and they'll also be looking at gas efficiency in terms of the gas fees, and they've been using Solidity experts to actually achieve that for their 721-A, which is just a technical term for the smart contract that they're going to be using, and the gas fees that they actually use. So yeah, lots going on with Sound Protocol at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. So like the big push is for increasing the amount of new artists, isn't it, each week? That's one of the big push is to basically scale the platform up. So go away from their very heavily curated platform and just make it more available for more people to basically get their music up there.
Yeah, I feel that their formula works at the moment, and yeah, it makes complete sense that they open it up now. You know, just things like the golden egg, like it's like a raffle, like every buyer will be able to have the chance of winning some certain utility, whether that's a collab work with somebody or concert tickets. So there's huge options and utility and functionality within Sound, and it's limited music NFTs as well. So there's only a certain amount sold, and then it goes to the secondary market. So I just feel it's a winning formula on Sound for artists, and I'm just so pleased to hear that they are doing this at the moment.
If I had to guess right now, I'd say they're probably, you know, in a group of music NFT platforms, leading the race. I think they're leading the way at the moment, and I think they've got potential to be the biggest and the best. But shout out Sound, we appreciate. I think me and Barry both bought music NFTs on Sound. I've never got a golden egg though. Have you?
No, not me. Gutted about that.
Not yet, but hopefully in future we can get one. I know also that some of the things that are happening with Sound is that they're going to be scaling back their Sound hosted Twitter Spaces. That's something that's they've announced that they're going to be doing this season, and like Barry's been talking about it, investing in self-service tools for artists and music discovery, so that they are less. It's less curated, but more open for anyone to upload music. And they've also like done a big update on the song pages, which like I did notice when I was looking through. And they've consolidated the pre-sale and public sale into a single page, just to make it a bit more, so there's a bit more focused and a bit less different pages for different things. And the final thing is, it says that the artist collectors now get exclusive first listen access. So basically, you can listen to new songs as soon as they're minted, which is great. Like, yeah, and like honestly, some of their stats are crazy. Like, it's now home to over 170 artists and 400 unique songs. So yeah, they're smashing it. So keep going, Sound, and yeah, we look forward to talking about you more in our future episodes.
Great. Okay, Rich, what's the next story?
All right, so the next story comes from a music video NFT platform called Glass Protocol, or you can find them at glass.xyz, and they describe themselves as the home of video NFTs. And great platform, doing something different out there. Previously, when you purchased their basically video NFTs, they were on Ethereum, but they've just transferred over to Solana, which is big news. Yes, so today they dropped their first vlog NFT. So as in the first one, like I haven't seen many vlog NFTs, like video log NFTs. Have you?
No, they're quite rare, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really rare. So that's as far as I'm aware, that's the first. But I'd love to know if it actually is the first. But yeah, so again, if you're into music and you like music videos, they're super worth checking out. And yeah, like I've got one on there from an artist called Sound of Fractures, so Fractures on Twitter, and he's got a great video on there for one of his latest drops, which he also happened to do on Sound as a music NFT. So yeah, do go and check out Glass Protocol, glass.xyz.
Excellent. So I hear we've got some news regarding the Decent platform.
Yes, we've got some big news. Like Decent.xyz, they're basically like a sort of I'd say one of the really sort of big up and coming music NFT platforms, and they've basically been working on a new platform which is now complete, and it's going to be powered by the Decent protocol, a bit similar to how Sound have just announced Sound Protocol. Decent doing a similar path. It's about owning the future of creativity through permissionless tools, no code contract building, and modular smart contracts, and much, much more. It's obviously the key is it's permissionless. It's enabling creators to easily access Decent tools. There is going to be, it's an all-in-one interface housing contract development, release page creation, and post-mint management, all without code, which is great because, for artists creating, say, like their websites, I know a lot of artists who create their platforms, on say like a Wix or a Squarespace, which is no code and really easy to use. And this is a similar situation. So it also says that there's going to be different types of module contracts offering new methods of value capture for creators, which is interesting. And the base modules provide the foundation for smart contract applications. So the idea is you can create a smart contract on there. And they've got some tools to do that. You also that you basically you mint on their platform. You have the options of doing rentable NFTs, staking, and vault backed NFTs, and also crescendo pricing, which is basically dynamic pricing. So yeah, like some really cool features.
I like Decent. I think there is a need for artists to have their own smart contract. For example, OpenSea and all of these platforms are kind of they can be like middle women, because not completely decentralized, right? So the whole point of Web3 is about going down the decentralized route. So the fact that Decent are making it an enabler for artists to be able to create their own smart contracts, I think that's quite powerful. And certainly I know of artists that want to go down that route purely because they do want to be decentralized and they don't want to be on a centralized platform.
Yeah, Barry, I agree. And yeah, the artists should be in charge of their own smart contracts. So I think that's a really, a great feature of the new decent platform. And what's your thoughts on rentable NFTs? So renting out your music NFT to someone else, or staking it?
Yeah, so I think that there's more benefits to fans really being able to stake music NFTs and actually earn rewards for doing that, or royalties or whatever, in terms of how it's set up. And also, you know, nobody seems to want to own much in the public world, do they, in Web2 world these days with streaming?
Yeah, I think they're used to it, to be honest. I think the thing is
Yeah,
the world's got used to this rent kind
yes,
of rent and
Netflix
follow.
style.
Yeah, like Netflix and Spotify, just a renting culture really.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
obviously we're, Web3 is about ownership and
Yes, which I
about,
prefer. I've got to be honest, I do prefer.
yeah, me too as well. And we got to keep on driving this forward, haven't we?
We do.
All as artists, as creators, as entrepreneurs. But yeah, I think just quickly, I'd like to add with that. For example, you buy a music video NFT and it includes free tickets to a gig. What happens if you couldn't go to the free and use those free tickets for that gig? Then you can rent out that ticket, that NFT, which comes with a free ticket in the smart contract to basically someone else, so you can rent out your music NFT. I think that'd be pretty cool, right?
Sounds like a good idea to me. I think again, it's all
Yeah,
about utility and what music NFTs offer, which is great.
yeah, definitely. And staking, in terms of staking, the longer it's held, the more benefits come from it. Again, I think it'd be great if holding that music NFT for longer gave fans and the people who buy the music NFT more rewards. I think that's a brilliant model, and it's one that as a music NFT consultant that I am definitely encouraging. And it's one of the models I look at, and I'm sure you too. Both myself and Barry, by the way, we're both music NFT consultants, and yeah. And so if you ever have any questions, or you want advice, or you want help launching yourself as a Web2 artist into Web3, or as you just want help with strategy as a Web3 artist, then we're here for you. We're going to wrap the show up now. Barry, thanks for today.
Absolute pleasure as always.
Always a pleasure. And I was going to say, if you want to contact myself and Barry, please email us at musicnftnetwork@gmail.com, and feel free to drop us a message on our website, musicnftnetwork.xyz. And from myself, Blockwave, Richard, and Barry, Cyber Web3 Music on Twitter. We just want to say thank you again. We appreciate you listening, and we look forward to speaking to you soon.
Take care, everyone. Thanks for checking us out.
Thanks again. Have a good week, guys.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.